Hello guys and welcome back to the final episode of the Manufacturers Cup, and we are here at the Nürburgring once again. Getting straight into qualifying, you can see our first lap we did go purple, and that's going to hold for the time being. Down into turn 1, going a little bit wider just to take out a lot of that gradient difference, just to keep the car settled. Using all the runoff there onto the road. Purple through the first sector. I did get a little bit of practice in. It would have only been about 10 minutes since the last round, but it had made a lot of difference going into this race. As you can see, purple once again through the second sector there, carrying lots of speed through the Schumacher S. Beginning the final sector now, and we are a second up on our previous lap time. Into the chicane, braking late, really attacking the curbs to try and make the most out of the lap. Around the final corner, and it's going to be a 57.3. So instantly we go half a second faster than anybody else, and that lap time is going to stand going into the final. If we can win this race, then it will be a win at every circuit in the Manufacturers Cup for this season. So a pretty good effort. We got good chances starting from pole position. I think only one race we had pole position and we lost it, and that was at Brazil, when we did a little bit of a Ferrari strategy. Anyway, here's the grid. Going into turn 1, I've just got to be very careful to make sure that I'm going to stay ahead of the BMW. They're in P2. And sort of like I did in the last race at the Nürburgring, going into turn 1 there. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go check that one out. Or any of the other Manufacturers Cup videos. Make sure to go have a look at them. Anyway, getting underway here. Getting straight into it. Taking a defensive line down into turn 1. And getting very wobbly on the exit. Lucky to hold my position. As you can see, we're under pressure from most of the rest of the field behind us. As we head now towards turn 5, just trying to stretch that gap out so that we're under less pressure. You can see in the radar in the bottom right there, P2 is just hanging around. Might drop out every now and then, but it's always there. It was very easy to identify straight away which sections of the track I was stronger in and which sections of the track he was stronger in. So definitely going through the Schumacher S, I was a lot faster and gained a lot of time. However, into the corners after that, he would brake a lot later and be a lot faster there. So as long as I could stay ahead for as long as I can, then I should be right. There's a beginning lap 2 here, and you can still see him in the radar. Very clean start from all of us so far. Just trying to stretch that gap out a little bit more. Out to about 1.3 seconds now, which is getting closer to where we want it. And hopefully by driving faster, we will be able to possibly force the cars behind into a mistake by trying to keep up, and they'll just lose it a little bit possibly. Coming towards the end of the second lap now, and you can see we're extending that gap to more of a comfortable margin. Skipping ahead to the end of lap 3, you can see the top 3 we've broken apart from the rest of the pack. So we only have to worry about each other. You can see the gap about 1.6, 1.7 seconds. So hoping to extend that a little bit more. But the car behind me, the BMW, is going to have a similar gap behind. So he's going to be thinking about chasing me and defending from behind. After setting some consistent lap times, I've pulled the gap out a little bit further, out to 2.3 now. And just trying to make that further and further. 3.2 onto the beginning of lap 7. So definitely faster than the cars behind. But it's still a close race. It might not seem like it, but there's a lot of strategy to play into it, depending on when people pit or not. And you can see he's pulled the gap down a little bit, down to 2.2 seconds. And if he manages to go faster on the mediums, then he could undercut us, which he pulls into the pits at the end of lap 9. And I've still got some life left in my tyres. I feel like I can go faster than I would be able to on the mediums. So hoping to put in a little bit of an overcut. Now you can see the little tyre symbol next to P2's name there. It's got the soft tyres, and it didn't actually change to the mediums. So I didn't notice that during the race, but you can see now he's going to have to come back into the pits again at the end of lap 10 to fit on the medium tyres. In the race I was thinking that he'd just done a lot of laps on softs and then gone to the medium tyre for one lap and then to finish on softs. And I thought he was thinking he could close the gap to me. As the end of lap 12 here, we've got 30 seconds behind. And so now we're going to pull into the pits. Definitely got a lot of time. So should be able to rejoin back out in first. Which we do so. Going a bit deep into turn 1. But it doesn't matter too much because we've still got a big gap behind. Only 2.5 laps left now. And with that 10-second gap, we should be comfortable to go on as long as we don't make any mistakes. As we head on to the final lap now. Although this race didn't look like it was too close with any big battles happening at any one point, but I was always thinking to do with this strategy if I was going to get undercut or what would have happened if P2, who's now P3, didn't have to pit twice. Then I think it could have been a much closer race between us top 3. As you could see at the start, we pulled out a large gap behind, so a podium was pretty much guaranteed for us from the beginning. It was just which order we would be in when we crossed the line. And at the moment, with still just about a 10-second lead, if we don't make any big mistakes going through the final corners, we should be able to claim our 4th win of the Manufacturers' Cup, I believe. Through the chicane nice and cleanly. And now we're able to come around the hairpin and run to the line to take the win. Quite a convincing win as well. Just over 10 seconds to anyone else. The Porsche has been a good car to work with throughout this season, and obviously it's been a pretty good all-round car. Pole position, fastest lap, and the clean race along with the win. Doesn't get much better than that. Make sure to go check out some of my other videos like, subscribe, and comment what other games you want to see me play. But with that being the end of the Manufacturers Cup, we'll be able to see what rewards we earn. So top 25% for everything. It's going to give us 1.5 million credits. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.